Hello everyone, it's Darkfire07. Today I'm playing absolutely insane brew and I got trophy with it in first try. And the crazy thing is I had this build on the channel like few months ago, and back then I also got the trophy first try. So basically played 2 leagues with it and got 2 trophies. The reason why I'm playing it again is this card, Winternight Stories. It's absolutely insane card for the deck. It works great with Ketramose and Frog. I played it in multiple Frog Ketramose decks. It's good in all of them. But it's especially good here since this is a graveyard based deck and you really can use this discard ability. So you want to put Vengevine, Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard or Ketramose, then unearth it. So a lot of creatures, you can always discard a creature, or Wonder, of course, another good creature to discard. That is never a problem. And the card just works so well, and you can often discard it for and play it for 1 mana, and it just goes insane. Okay, so what is happening in this deck? So if you don't know, Dredge cards combo with Ketramose and Psychic Frog infinitely, Dredge 3 and more. But this combo is stronger than Dredge 3 combo cards because it's putting additional cards into your graveyard by dredging 5. So each time you exiling 3 cards from your graveyard to trigger Ketramose with Frog, you are getting additional 2 cards from Dredge 5 into your graveyard, and you keep triggering the Ketramose when you have it on the field, continue drawing cards and continue dredging. This way you can pump your Psychic Frog infinitely, and not infinitely, but as much as you can pump it to 20 power with this ability. You can pump it to 20 power and one-shot your opponent. Also, Frog will have flying from Wonder and from its ability, so that is how you very often get the kill with this deck. Okay, so what else is going on? We have creeping chills there, so you're almost guaranteed you're going to drain your opponent for additional 12 damage while doing the combo. And you will also gain life, which works very well with Ketramose. Creeping Chill exiles itself, so you draw additional card. You can also draw additional cards from dredging additional cards each time you do the Ketramose ability. So you can just start doing the combo immediately when you assemble Frog and Ketramose on the field. If you have Stinkweed Imp in hand, you can just start doing the combo, and the result will be you will end up with like 7 new cards in your hand. You will have all your chills exiled, you will have Wonder and all your Vengevines in the graveyard, plus Winternight Stories. If you can't kill your opponent immediately, like triggering the Vengevines, then you will just pass the turn, leave like 6, 7, 8 cards in your graveyard. Then next turn you can replay the Winternight Stories, you can replay 2 creatures, you can just trigger all the Vengevines and make sure you kill your opponent with everything you have here. Okay, so the combo is very strong, it's very aggressive, and one thing to consider is that, for example, with Subtlety, I don't have Subtlety at the moment, I had it in initial build I did a few months ago, but with Subtlety in the deck, even either in the main or the sideboard, turn 2 kill becomes possible. So you can go like turn 1 Stitcher Supplier, turn 2 play sacrifice Stitcher Supplier, play Psychic Frog, unearth Ketramose, start doing the combo, mill all your Vengevines, pitch cast the Subtlety and trigger all the Vengevines, kill immediately. So I used to play it in the sideboard too often, now I removed it, but it is I think always a consideration for this deck, either the main or the side. I have Relic of Progenitors in the sideboard, even though it exiles my graveyard. I think it works so well with Ketramose, it's still like worth playing, and definitely like a card that can enable the plan B. A fair game plan, be down with Frog plus Ketramose. I think that is also important for the deck. Also, post board deck can have a lot of removal, a lot of counters like Force of Negations, Consign to Memories, Skyclave Apparitions, which were great with Unearth. Also, we have Portable Hole, Exercise, all these cards work well in this archetype. Okay, so that is it, very simple. A deck is either trying to bring early Vengevines in from the yard, or do the combo with Ketramose, Psychic Frog and Stinkweed Imp, overwhelm opponent early and drain them with chills and pump the frog infinitely and just finish opponent next turn. Okay, the crazy thing is, as I said, I got the trophy first time. Last time also similar happened. Deck feels very strong, but I didn't play it much. But both times I played it, it felt absolutely insane and the gameplay was disgusting. We are going to go through the gameplay now, but before we do, let me remind you of my dictionary profile. Okay, I have news here. I just updated my Domain Zoo Sideboard guide, so it's freshly updated just yesterday, and I decided for my main list now to be my Emperor of the Bones Domain Zoo list with 2 Emperors in the main. I think most players at the moment are removed Doorkeeper Thrall from the main, since Orzo Blink is currently not as popular as it was before the ban, and I'm again on the list with the 2 Emperors, which is my favorite flex slot option when Doorkeeper Troll or something else is not as good as it was in the meta game like before. Okay, so new zoo guide updated. On the guide I just replaced 1 card in the sideboard in comparison to where I was before, but I also made 6 new archetypes into the printable sideboard guide. So this guide is also available as all of them in the medium tier. Okay, so that's it. Now we can go to the gameplay and see how it went. Okay, match 1, I started after game 1, and we can see the game was crazy here, and it was turn 3. So turn 3 I did the combo and actually got the kill. So I milled all the creeping chills, as you can see here, and I went turn 2 Hedron Crab, Unearth Ketramose. Turn 3 untapped, played the Psychic Frog, did the combo, milled all the Vengevine, milled all the chills, milled the Wonder, and then played the Stitcher Supplier, trigger all the Vengevines, and got the kill on turn 3. So pretty crazy. All my opponent did was like play a tapped land, Zenith for Dryad Arbor, pass the turn, and they die. Okay, so pretty crazy. And I unfortunately didn't record this, but you can see what happened here. And we can now go to game to see what did I sideboard for this matchup, and how did it go, okay, in game 2 and 3. Okay, so for this matchup, I think my opponent could play Endurance. I'm not sure what they play, I'm not sure what do they have in their deck, but it could be Endurance. They played the new Timur Battle Cry guy, Battle Crier, I think, Battle Crier is the name. Combo with does the combo with Karn, and I think they play Karn, and I think they probably have like Tormod Script or Relic in the sideboard as the Karn wishboard, but they also play Zenith, so I'm pretty sure they have Endurance somewhere. So I think Consign is pretty solid because it counters both the Endurance ability and it can also counter the Karn or the Tormod Crypt or whatever they play. So I think that is pretty solid actually. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what happened in game 2. I mulliganed that hand, and here we can see much better hand here. I have to put something to the bottom. And yeah, I leave the Winternight Stories and go for a land here, okay? When I go for a land here, and I can just surveil and then try to go for double supplier on turn 2, try to mill some Vengevines. Okay, we can see opponent going Rumble. They have Battle Crier, Metamorph, or a couple of lands. I check what did they take. Okay, opponent takes the Battle Crier and passes the turn. Okay, so that was their entire turn. I surveil on turn 1, and unfortunately I draw into Vengevine and Wonder, 2 cards I definitely did not want to see. Okay, but here I play supplier. I mill one of the Vengevines, return them from the graveyard, and mill 3 more. Unfortunately, just one Vengevine here, but it's okay. Okay, so next turn I can Phyrexian Tower, sack the supplier again, and draw 3 with Winternight Stories. That's pretty cool. Discard another Wonder, discard Vengevine, whatever. There's some solid plays there. Okay, so let's see what happens. My opponent now has a better crier. My opponent was disconnected, then returns, plays Battle Crier, Fanatic of Thronas, and passes the turn. Now I can go for my turn. I see what I mill. I got the Ketramose. I think I want to just discard either a Vengevine or a Wonder here. Yeah, I go for a Wonder. Or I think maybe Vengevine is actually better here. So next turn. I have another Winternight Stories in the graveyard. Didn't actually see that, so I decided this is going to be my turn to prepare for next turn and then try to maybe win next turn. Trigger all the Vengevines, dig for Frog and stuff like that. Okay, at the moment I have a couple of Vengevines in the yard. Obviously, I'm going to. Okay, so here we are. I passed the turn. I did what I could here. Now passing the turn, opponent has Battle Crier on the field, and but they play Wren. Only one card left in their hand, and it seems they don't have any big bombs for now. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm trying to find the frog. I was not able to find it so far. Here, opponent goes for Surveil. They go for Surveil and one card in their hand. They have some blockers, Wren on the field. None of that is really matters at the moment. Okay, so I find a Consign to Memory. Okay, Consign to Memory really good here in case they have Endurance. In hand, I can counter Endurance ability, so that seems very, very important. Okay, so what can I do here? There are some options. I start with a Stitcher Supplier. Okay, so I start with Stitcher Supplier. I mill, I think, Wonder. Okay, so here is Creeping Chill. I drain them for 3, gain 3 life. Now I can go for Ketramose. And yeah, Ketramose triggers the Vengevines. So that is now 3 Vengevines with flying, and that is exactly the 3 Vengevines plus Creeping Chill is exactly lethal damage. So I got the 15 damage out of nowhere, and I even got the 1 mana spare if my opponent goes for Endurance or whatever. I can consign it, or I can save Consign for their Karn. Karn is the biggest spell they can try to do right now. So I had the answers, I had everything, so that was it. Let's check out game 2, see how that went. Sorry, match 2, not game 2. Okay, so in a lot of situations when you're playing this deck, you are not going to play Crab on turn 1. So that happens very rarely. So you only play Crab on turn 1 when you're absolutely sure you are playing a Psychic Frog on turn 2. So I would not play it, and this way I waste the Hedron Crab ability. Okay, so this way I waste the ability, but if I know that I'm going to play Frog on turn 2 for sure, then it's only in those situations I want to start with Hedron Crab on turn 1. Okay, so let's see what opponent does here. I played the Psychic Frog. Opponent is playing Gruul Hollow 1. So they also playing a Vengevine deck. Let's see what happens. They do the Burning Inquiry, and I got, unfortunately, they did not put cards in the graveyard I wanted in the graveyard, but my opponent, I found two Vengevines, and I can actually hardcast both Supplier and Stinkweed Imp on this turn and actually bring both Vengevines back into play. Also Creeping Chill, so opponent is down 3. And I can also grow my Frog, that is very important. I think Frog is great card here in the matchup. Okay, so I mill 3 cards, I mill cards with Supplier. Here I also getting the mana to cast the Stinkweed Imp. It all works very well for me here, and since I was hoping to mill another Vengevine, I did not happen, but I milled over Wonder, which was basically as good. And here you can see me, I have 11 damage attacking, and I'm drawing card from Frog, and I also have a Stinkweed Imp as attacker for against them. It blocks the Marauding Mako, it has Death Touch, so it's kind of perfect. Opponent can't do anything, and that's the game. So this was game 2 in that match, and we are now watch the game 2. This is now game 3. I'm playing against Vengevines as well, so I brought in a Relic of Progenitors from the side. Okay, so let's see what happened. Okay, this is a kind of awkward hand. A bit awkward, and I think again I have to go for Hedron Crab here. If I don't play anything, this could be pretty bad hand. I'm kind of counting on. I want to draw a land here. Drawing land would be big. My opponent deck does not play many removal. They only most lists mostly have only like 2 bolts, so they were very lucky to kill my Hedron Crab game before. As we can see here, they do not have a removal for Crab, so they have a big attacker there, Marauding Mako, but my Crab lives, and that is actually big deal for me here. Okay, so the good thing against them is you can often play Stinkweed Imp, and it's pretty solid. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I have Phyrexian Tower. Phyrexian Tower mills me 3 cards. So first I play a land and mill 3, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm hoping to get a Ketramose, and there it is. There is a Ketramose. Ketramose is truly a big deal here. So I have to sacrifice a Crab, play Frog, play Ketramose, and I have Stinkweed Imp in my hand. So here it is, turn 2 combo going off. I can't actually return the Vengevines. I don't have subtleties in my deck. If I had subtleties, I could go like try to draw like 7 cards in this process, and if I get Solitude, Subtlety, I get the immediate win, but I currently don't have them in the main or in the sideboard, and they were better before. I had them before in the sideboard. Sometimes I got the turn 2 kill once, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter much because I'm still doing so much here that I'm not winning on turn 2, but I'm doing so much value that my opponent is just going to concede on turn 3 anyway. So here I am, Frog Ketramose on the field. I will have Ketramose as attacker. I will have a large Frog which they don't have any way of killing. And I will have all my Vengevines in the yard. I will find all 3 Creeping Chills. So this is kind of a hopeless situation for them. Not to mention that I will also have all Winternight Stories in my yard, be able to draw next turn. So I want to leave like a few cards in my library, like not sure how much exactly, but let's say lower than 10. Okay, so I'm just pumping the Frog at the moment and just milling my stuff and finding the Vengevines, finding the Creeping Chills. Okay, so continue with ability, and Creeping Chills seems to be all on one place, somewhere on the bottom. Here you can see Creeping Chills triggering the Ketramose again, so drawing me additional cards. So yeah, you can see me drawing more cards with Creeping Chill here. So I also fill my hand in the process, and I can now remove extra cards from the graveyard to refill my hand, and I don't have to cast discard Vengevines this turn. I can save them in my hand. So I think I can choose where it's okay for me to pass the turn. I think having Ketramose as a blocker, Psychic Frog as a big blocker here, I can get flying on their turn, so there's no way for them to kill me. If they try to do like a damage phase with something, I can always like mill few more cards, get that last chill and gain 3 more life, put them down 3. So I have options, and at this point I just decide to pass a turn, not not discarding my Vengevines at the moment, so I can replay them next turn. My opponent is trying to find the answer, but there's just no answer here, and yeah, that's game over. They just don't have anything to do, and that's it. So opponent concedes. That is match 2. So let's check out match 3. Okay, so match 3, we are playing against Burn, and the good thing when playing against Burn with this deck is that it's basically unlosable. So you have 4 Creeping Chills in your deck. This means you will gain life just by casting spells passively, so you don't have to do anything. So you just play cards from your deck and mill cards into your graveyard and gain life, and that's basically very hard for a Burn to beat. And at this point I'm stuck on lands, unfortunately. I have Unearth in hand, but nothing great to return. A rare situation, but I could go like a Secret Keeper, mill 4, then try to find a good target for Unearth. But I think I rather play Frog here, attack, pass the turn. Whenever I want, I can discard Wonder and give all my creatures flying to block their Dragon Ray Channeler, and there is no way they can do like 10 damage on their turn. So it seems like a pretty safe turn for me here. Opponent suspends the Rift Bolt and goes Boros Charm, passes the turn. Again, so I have a lot of options here. Winternight Stories, and just look how strong is this card. So I draw Winternight Stories for a turn, and now I can just go absolutely crazy with it. So Winternight Stories, finding me answer and thinking of options. I think best possible for me here is discard Winternight Stories and play it for 1 mana, and I'm trying to find a third land, and drawing 3 for 1 mana with Winternight Stories is absolutely insane. Okay, so I go for a Frog ability, discard Wonder, discard Stories, discard another Frog. I really don't need that Frog, so now I can replay the Winternight Stories from my library, tap a Frog, so tap a Frog, and this means I won't have infinitely big Frog this turn to do the kill, but I'm hoping to find Ketramose in the yard, and in the process like do all the chills. Okay, so I draw 3. I can now discard a creature card. Here is a land, so now I got the fetch. That is what I was looking for. Vengevine is in the yard, so I can go for a fetch. Mill myself. Here I find Creeping Chill. So that is 3 damage. That is 3 damage for me. I gain 3. That is the more important part. Okay, so I can go now for a Ketramose. I find a Ketramose with the first mill. So before I mill second chill or something else, I go for another fetch. And I think what I want to do here is just... Is it necessary here to shock in? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I did not play a creature this turn, so there is no way for me to trigger the Vengevine. I think I want to hold creatures in my hand and just find those creeping chills this turn and have Ketramose as a blocker and wander in the yard. Okay, so I will continue milling myself. Okay, I have Stinkweed Imp in my hand, so I can just... there is no responding to this. They can't do anything in response. If they try to do something in response, I can just exile that card with Frog, or they can't exile Stinkweed Imp. I can just bring it back to my hand with Ketramose ability and Frog ability, so there is just nothing they can do here. Okay, so I will continue milling, finding chills. I want to find all my chills, pump my Frog, make my Ketramose flying blocker. And yeah, so I go for it. Again, chills are hiding somewhere. Chills are hiding, and here is the first one. So I go up to 10. I go up to 10 and I mill. I leave 2 cards in my library, and I still have 1 chill left there. So I still have 1 chill left, and I'm up on a 9. Maybe it was unnecessary to do this last ability. It was much safer for me to stay on 10 life. So it was unnecessary risk. I was hoping to find the last chill, but the last chill stuck in the last 2 cards, so that didn't happen for me. And yeah, I pass the turn here on 9. There is a chance my opponent finds the kill, because they have a Rift Bolt suspended, but they only have 1 card in hand, so they will have to find 2 more 3 mana burn spells. So they put Seal of Fire in their graveyard. Seal of Fire is not enough at the moment, and neither is Barbarian Ring. So they have Seal of Fire plus Barbarian Ring. That is 4 damage, but that is not enough for them to do a kill here. So my opponent concedes. And the good thing is that I also have Forces of Negation on the sideboard, so even with the creeping chills, which is very hard for them to get rid of, I now also have Forces, and that is going to be a big problem for them. Also, Portable Hole, a good solution for anything they may have, and their early creatures. So I leave the chills in. I just remove some of the stuff like 2 stories, 1 imp, usually like 1 secret keeper, 1 unearth. That are the cards I usually remove, and I'm missing like 1 card. I think it's probably another secret keeper here. So I'm ready for game 2. Let's see what happened. There are 2 Hedron crabs here. So Stinkweed Imp can be good in hand sometimes, but Vengevine is almost like never good in hand, so definitely bottom the Vengevine in this situation. Here it is, Ketramose from the yard. I put a fetch on the bottom, don't need that. I can go turn 2 Hedron Crab, mill 3, play the Flawless Strand, and then see if they... if I mill the Vengevine, I can go for a second crab. Okay, so... I go for a Strand, I mill 3, let's see what it is. No Vengevine, so in this situation, I really want to pass the turn and just not do anything. If they try to kill Hedron Crab, I mill 3 more, so that is my game plan here. So you never just go for a fetch in a situation like this. So to my surprise, opponent hastes double Chandra Incinerators on turn 3. Absolutely insane, did not expect this. Okay, so I go mill 3 more and Surveil. So opponent is hitting me here for a lot of damage. I will survive on 2, but I definitely need to do something on my turn. Okay, so... okay, I go down to 2, and it will be super hard to, like, do anything here. Mill 4 with Secret Keeper. play Vengevine, and there was just no chance. The opponent's hand was too strong, and I removed, since I saw the incinerators, I brought in exercise, and removed the Skyclave apparitions, and that's it. Okay, so let's go and see game 3. So the opponent had the nut hand there on turn 2. Now I have exercise as a solution for their Chandra Incinerator, and I have a double Stitcher Supplier here. It can sometimes be interesting. Go for that. So I go for Stitcher Supplier. I did not find what I was looking for, so I just no Vengevine in the yard means there is no point in me to go for this second supplier there. Okay, so now I think best option at the moment, I have Frog in the yard. So I have Frog in the yard and the Ketramose on the field. So I can next turn make my Ketramose into attacker, and that will gain me 4 life. So that seems like a best thing to do at the moment. Just cast the Ketramose next turn, unearth the frog, make a Ketramose attacker. Even if I don't, even if they have incinerated, I have the exercise, I have solutions for anything they may have, and I feel really good in this situation. So let's see what happens. Opponent goes just a burn spell and passes the turn. That's a great deal for me here. Okay, also I have a supplier in my hand, so there's a possibility of me discarding all Vengevines this turn and going for lethal. Okay, so sorry, I don't have put a Stinkweed Imp at the moment, and my opponent goes Seal of Fire in response to the Vengevine discard. They go Seal of Fire my frog, and then they try to lightning bolt the frog. But yeah, I have a Ketramose on the field, so this is very hard thing to do. So I can, in response, I can draw cards with frog and grow my frog, make it bigger, and just help it survive. So it's really the combo with Ketramose and the frog is really disgusting sometimes. And here we can see me finding the Stinkweed Imp. So basically now I can make my frog infinite at this point. Not infinite, but big enough so I can win on this same turn probably. Okay, so I will have Ketramose as attacker and make it big enough to survive the damage. And here, this was a match for a 4-0. So let's check out the last match of this league. Let's see how that went. Okay, so this was, I think, last match of this league for a trophy. I turn 1 Surveil Vengevine in the yard. Truly sick gameplay. What was happening with this deck? I liked it so much last turn, and I liked it even more now. The deck is absolutely insane. I just have no other words. And here you can see me playing against Kahira Control on game 3. In a final match, there is just no chance they can do anything in game 1. Game 2 they can have like Rest in Pieces or whatever. I don't know what they play nowadays. Here you can see me just randomly exiling the Creeping Jill, draining for 3. My opponent already on 17, and now I have some options. So I go for a Stitcher Supplier, and since I have Vengevine in the yard, I decide to go for a Vengevine cast in this situation. And there is now another Vengevine, so I go for a turn 3 Frog plus Supplier, trigger both Vengevines, and I go in for 8 damage, putting my opponent down to 6. They have to pay 2 more life to counter Frog here, so they end up on 3 life. After this, just absolutely no way for them to survive a turn, and that's it. So yeah. That was super quick and super easy game 1 in the trophy match. So what I want here, like Force of Negations, Skyclave Operations to get rid of their Narsets or Teferis and Rest in Pieces and whatever. And so that's it. I had to mulligan that hand, and now I find a better hand. So I have a Frog, I have a Ketramose and a Hedron Crab plus Unearth. This seems pretty good. I decide to mulligan one of the lands, and since my hand is so good, I actually have a turn 3 kill, a combo kill with Frog and Ketramose. I go for turn 1 Hedron Crab, pressure my opponent into killing the Hedron Crab. They have to kill a crab in this situation. It's really bad for them if they don't do it, so they have to kill a crab, and now I can just play the Frog, and they already used removal, so if they don't have removal, they are in a true big problem, and I can hardcast the Ketramose. If they counter it, I have Unearth turn after that. And okay, so even this is not safe for them, because now, okay, they bounce my Frog, but now I go play Frog, discard Ketramose, Unearth Ketramose, I have Stinkweed Imp in hand, and just immediately do the combo, drain for 12, put all Vengevines in the yard, and just like say to my opponent, do you have a Graveyard Hate? If you don't have it, you have to have a Graveyard Hate to prevent my Vengevines from returning, but you also have to kill infinitely big Psychic Frog, and you have to deal with the 4/4 Ketramose hitting you. It seems almost impossible task, a truly impossible task. Okay, so I discard Ketramose, and here I go, Unearth, and do the thing again. Okay, I have the combo, and my opponent is probably thinking, okay, so they have the Frog and the Ketramose, fine, I'll deal with this next turn. No next turn, so immediately I'm doing the combo, so you are now losing 12 life, and I am drawing additional cards from chills, putting all the Vengevines in the yard, and I can also exile additional cards from the yard to draw additional cards and have a interaction on my turn, like Skyclave Apparition, stuff like that. Okay, so you can see I'm dredging extra cards each time when I do this ability, so I can choose what stays in the yard and what does not stay in the yard. Okay, so just continue doing this ability, my opponent realizes what's happening, and that's it. That is the combo kill. We got the trophy in the first try, and it was absolutely sick gameplay. I have a feeling like I skipped the match. Not sure. I had all 5 recorded. And I'm not sure if I skipped the match somewhere. Okay, but I can go through it right now. I will lose a lot of time. But I had all 5 recorded. I'm sorry if I didn't show one of them. Subtlety, as I said, is a consideration for me in this deck. I don't think there is a place in the main, but maybe in the sideboard. For now, I really like this sideboard. Skyclave Apparitions, Exercise and Portable Hold helps you get rid of anything. Force of Negation, Consign gets rid of everything else that these cards don't get rid of. And Relic of Progenitors is a combo, is a Graveyard Hate that works so well with Ketramose, as we all know. So everything is so synergistic in this deck. Phyrexian Tower starting hands are absolutely crazy. I played second Phyrexian Tower before, but now I cut a land. I think like 19 is enough, since now I have stories in the mid game to which helps me find third land and the fourth land. So I don't think I cut one Phyrexian Tower. I had 20 lands before. I now have 19. I think I like 19 in this build. And that's it. Also, there is just nothing to cut. Everything is perfect. Everything is 4 off. No need to cut anything, and works perfectly like this. Got the trophy in the first try. Deck felt insane. I did some truly insane things. The feeling when you're playing the deck, it feels like can always go off out of and nothing. And the cool thing is, in the next video you'll see me playing this week. I also played against this deck, and it also went nuts in one of the games. It was fun to watch, and I can see other people playing it as well. The deck is really good. The deck is really good. It's worth trying. I truly recommend you to go and try this deck. It's really strong. It's better than you think. It goes crazy with the combos, or it goes crazy with the Vengevine, and Winternight Stories is perfect addition. I think this is the strongest graveyard-based deck in the game at the moment. Okay, so that's it. That's all for the day. Thank you for watching. For the end, friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, comment down below in the video. Tell me what do you think about Winternight Stories in these strategies, graveyard strategies, or the Ketramose Psychic Frog. Where do you believe the card is at its best? I'm loving the card so much. After the Cory, it's my second favorite card of this edition. It's so fun. It works. It gets the 1 mana draw 3, which is always feels insane. And it's not just that, it also discards cards, discard creature cards, which is good in so many decks. And okay, so that's it. Again, thank you for watching. That's all for today, and goodbye.